It turned out to be a rather thrilling encounter for 80% of the match. But then Pakistan's depth pulled them out of trouble. And because of that, they have won this encounter by 5 wickets. And yes, a handshake did happen between the Pakistanis and the Sri Lankans, considering the fact that there were sparks that were flying during the innings. I mean, yes, Wanindu and Abrar Ahmed did shake hands after the tit for tat that Abrar and Wanindu did, because see, the main story of this match is, yes, Pakistan won and Sri Lanka are on the brink of being knocked out of the Asia Cup. The defending champions, by the way, in the T20 format have been knocked out. But Wanindu and Abrar's confrontation was the highlight of this match.
Absolutely. It is so... I mean, it's rare. You normally always look at or think about pacers being the aggressive ones, right? My God, Abrar started something which I don't think he expected a response to by mimicking Wanindu's celebration. Wanindu then gives it back to him in kind, not once but twice. By the way, Abrar, whilst doing the celebration, whilst mocking the celebration, got it wrong.
Yep.
Twice. So,
indeed.
Then you had Wanindu give him the...
Yeah. Not once, but twice.
Once when he took that stunner of a catch, and once when he got, I think it was Saim Ayub bowled. Yes.
Yep, indeed. So, we'll come to the bit of that, but then Sri Lanka have only themselves to blame for the loss, because their batting didn't step up. On a day when their batting had to really deliver, Abu Dhabi, when you look at it in the early innings, there was plenty of movement. It was only kept afloat by Kamindu Mendis' 50, but Tikshana and Hasaranga together, they contributed 8 overs for 51 runs, 4 wickets. They were in the hunt. But then the lack of a backup, in especially Nuvan Tushara having a bad day, that compounded Sri Lanka's misery. So, technically, now Sri Lanka are still only all but out. Because now what has happened is,
wouldn't they be out?
No. Because
left with only one match.
If they beat India, that's the last game.
So they can get to 2 points, and India will have to lose 2 matches.
If Bangladesh beat India and they lose to Pakistan, yes, technically when you look at it, they are eliminated because they can only get to 2 points. One team will definitely get to 4, but the other team, there will always be a debate.
Yeah, so they're all but out. Mathematically, still in with a chance, but realistically, we know they're kind of done.
Yeah, they are kind of done. Mathematically, because see, what is going to...
need India to lose both the matches for them to stay alive.
Yes. But even then, that won't work. Because if India lose both games, they lose to Sri Lanka and they lose to Bangladesh. But Sri Lanka have already played 2. Now they can only get to 2 points. One of Pakistan and Bangladesh will definitely get to 4.
Yeah.
So that is why Sri Lanka are now all but eliminated, but mathematically some permutation and combination will have to be done at this stage. So the equation is now pretty simple. I'm only looking at India versus Pakistan final chances. India wins all their games. Okay. Pakistan versus Bangladesh is your decider to join India. That is the only way now that you will see an India-Pakistan final. If Bangladesh beat Pakistan, then it's Bangladesh-India. If Pakistan beat Bangladesh and India win against the other two, it's India versus Pakistan on September 28th. And guaranteed, sparks are going to fly in a big, big way. Because this is a narrow win when you look at it. It's like, see, now the Pakistanis' run rate has improved to, net run rate has improved to 0.23. So that is why 0.23, 0.12, Sri Lanka minus 0.59. So yes, Bangladesh, if they lose tomorrow, they remain on 2. Sri Lanka need to beat India and hope, then it's over. Sri Lanka are not making it. So the defending T20 Asia Cup champions are all but eliminated. Although there is no E that has been kept, no Q attached yet.
Just mathematically but practical reasons, as both of you said, they're out. Let's get to what exactly is it that we saw over the course of the last 4 hours and 8 minutes, as Siddharth would say, because he's just so particular about counting every minute. So that first thoughts on T20 cricket now reaching a new
Mini ODI.
new high, new low. You decide what it is for you. But 4 hours, 3 minutes for T20 matches these days.
Abysmal. I understand the weather conditions are incredibly humid.
Your
know.
team was involved.
Yes, but only 3 spinners. Still, they took 2 hours. I think the DRS calls, that's taking them time. The breaks that they are taking because of the heat and everything, that is really eating into your time. That's why 2 reviews in a T20I doesn't make sense. You need only 1. You need only 1. That will help you save your time and go back to that old 90s rule. Readjust the target and overs. If you're 2 overs short, you get only 18 overs to chase the target down or whatever it is. You have to do that now. That is a deterrent to help that over rates don't take a big issue. Otherwise, 4 hours and 5 minutes for this. And especially when you look at Pakistan's response, they started well, but then they had a collapse of how many? They lost 4 wickets for 12 runs.
So who are we crediting for making this match interesting? The Pakistan batters or the Sri Lankan bowlers?
Lankan bowlers. Let's not take away from the skill involved of the bowlers, particularly, of course, the spinners. I mean, we've been talking a lot about the fact that Theekshana and Hasaranga had actually not been in good form coming into this edition of the tournament. I think Wanendu in particular had been struggling more so because even form with the bat has deserted him. So, I mean, it was just not a good time to be him. But see, look at their figures. Mahesh Theekshana was a 2 for 24. That means he went an economy of 6. Wanendu was 2 for 27. So, a little over 6. Phenomenal bowling. And Wanendu in particular, I think, looked very fired up because... And he and Abrar were being friendly after the match, but you could see that Wanendu definitely, I don't think, was very impressed with being mocked like that for pretty much no fault of his own. So he's done anything. He was catching strays, and he'd be like, "Mujhe kyun thoka?" So he's went and gave it back in kind.
So here is the permutation and combination. Sri Lanka will be knocked out if India beat Bangladesh tomorrow.
Of course.
Okay. The worst part is, heading into this contest, Sri Lanka had won 5 straight T20 against Pakistan. What a day to lose their only T20 in these last couple of months and weeks that they have had. 5 T20Is on the trot they had won against Pakistan. And today they have lost, and that has put them on the brink of elimination. So that is why it's not looking good. But the main concern, if you have to look at the 2 matches, what has let them down the most? It's been their batting.
Which then raises the question, because today they actually chose to kind of strengthen their bowling a little bit, and it didn't really pay dividends as such. They chose to weaken their batting with the intention that, okay, maybe if we can get 10 wickets, then with the weakened batting, we can kind of do the trick. Didn't quite work because they were put into bat first. So that in itself took away a major advantage. We know that chasing tends to become a little this thing. Although I think this pitch definitely had something in it because the bowlers were extracting, the spinners in particular were getting some nice amount of assistance from the pitch. But I mean, the decision backfired because see their top order once again. See, Kusal was dismissed early. Pathum Nissanka again, not really much of an impact. Kusal Pereira, not much of an impact. Asalanka, the skipper, was poor. Actually, if you look at it, not one batter had a day to write home about.
Has been poor, I think, right throughout.
Yeah, he has been. The captain has not led from the front. He's been good ODI form, but he's not been in good T20 form.
That was in fact both the captains of today's match. Yeah. Just not led by example.
Just not led. And see, look at the strike rate. The highest is 125. They couldn't have in any kind of attacking. Kamindu took the innings deep, but then he just couldn't get going. And losing a wicket in the second ball of the match doesn't give you a good start at all.
It's a nothing ball. There's only one fielder on the onside and you managed to find that fielder. That's just poor batsmanship.
Today, Pakistan stepped up with the ball. And the guy who led it all was Shaheen Afridi. He was not in good form heading into this match at all. And today, 3 wickets for 28, he got the ideal pitch for him. He got movement both in the air and off the deck. Especially on the deck, some of the deliveries that he was bowling, it leapt up and it also swung away. So that is why Shaheen being in good form has been really good for Pakistan. But the bonus, and that's where Pakistan got the extra incentive. Who would have thought Hussain Talat would be on a hat-trick?
Yeah.
2 for 18. And look at Abrar's figures, 1 for 8.
1 for 8 is crazy because considering he won 4 overs, and I think now he's gone a couple of innings on the trot without actually conceding a boundary, Abrar.
Didn't he concede that many runs in the India game?
We're talking about besides that one. He has had a good run in the Asia Cup, I think in the group stage in particular. Against other teams, he's just not considered boundaries.
That's
of course,
not
you have to remember
saying
it's
much,
UAE and Oman.
Yasin.
But against Sri Lanka, he was impressive today. You have to give credit where credit is due.
But I don't get Pakistan on 2 counts.
When have we ever gotten Pakistan?
But with the
on
ball,
any count.
We'll get to the batting in just a bit. I don't see Nawaz bowling a single ball in this match, and Saim Ayub as well. Saim Ayub was looking better with the ball than with the bat. Again, batting, we have nothing to talk about Saim Ayub yet again. But two very strange decisions from Pakistan today. It's ultimately, it's ultimately done them good towards the end. They're on the right side of the result. But who would have thought that Nawaz won't be bowling a single ball, and Saim Ayub, who's been looking as the better bowler for the side, also doesn't get to bowl a single ball.
Either Nawaz is injured. He can't. He's been deemed fit to bat but not fit to bowl. Then what is the logic of not giving him 2 games? There was it again left right because Kamindu was there at one end. That is why they couldn't execute Nawaz bowling. Because if you look at it, all the others, even Sri Lanka got left right.
Saim has a bit of mystery. You could have had him bowl at some point, or maybe just because they found themselves in very good control in the first innings, they decided to not go to the usual bowlers.
Maybe I think the success that Hussain Talat had probably ensured we don't need a Saim Ayub or a Nawaz.
I mean, see, it tells you everything. They do have a decent number of part-time bowling options. Salman Agha, I think, has not bowled in a while in the tournament. He gave himself an over today. Hussain Talat bowled 3. Otherwise, see, you look at the others. Abrar is a pure bowler. You'd expect him to bowl 4. Same with the Shaheen. Same with the Fahim. Same with the Haris. Haris, a little bit on the expensive side. But he also got you 2 wickets. So, can't really say that you're not going to give him 4 overs.
Fahim bowled in the power play.
Yeah.
When was the last time you saw Fahim Ashraf bowl in the power play?
The one thing you must give Fahim credit for is that he was using the scrambled seam well.
Yeah,
that's how he got success as well, and he was able to beat the Sri Lankan batters there. I didn't see that from all of or the other 2 Pakistan pacers that we got to see today, but Fahim definitely realized that scrambled seam is the way to go ahead on this pitch.
Yeah, but Haris Rauf and Shaheen, their 2 major bowlers have gotten 5 wickets in this game. So, yes, Haris Rauf expensive as always, but Shaheen Afridi 3 for 28, and that is why Shaheen's spell and Hussein's 2 wickets, Hussain Talat's 2 wickets ensured that maybe we did not go to Nawaz and Saim Ayub.
Yeah, I mean,
this was a bonus out of the blue.
Talat was bowling at 125, 128, still getting success.
This wicket ensured that you got that.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of spongy bounce as well. And if you bowl the cutters, it hung on to the wicket. Stroke making became incredibly difficult, and that is why, look at it. 50 of 44, 113, the best was 125. And that too, when Kusal Pereira was dismissed for 15. 10 runs in boundaries, the rest of the 5 runs in 10 balls. That was how extreme Kusal Pereira was. And Vanindu didn't get going. Neither did Chamika Karunaratne was deemed to be a finisher. That's why KKR had got him for one particular season, 1 crore. But I think ever since he didn't get a game for KKR, he's not been the same.
And I remember the season they got him. I think the season after that or the season before that, I don't know. He played a few games for LSG as well. But even there, he kind of got spanked around a bit. So I think his bowling has kind of suffered, Chamika, unfortunately.
Yeah, Chamika Karunaratne. That's why 133 could have been challenging. But Nawaz and Hussain Talat played well.
I think, see, but the kind of wicket it was, we knew it was a tricky wicket to bat on. We could see that in the first innings. They still needed about 150.
Yeah.
I think if he had 150, it was game on. Fully game on.
Correct.
Because, again, with 150, if you were, and they were like, what, 50 odd for
58 for 4.
Yeah, 58 for 4. No, 58 for 4.
No, go down. I think it was 57 for 4.
Yeah, go down. Yeah. Roll low. I want to see Pakistan score.
57 for 4.
You were 57 for 4 at one point. 57 for 4 and 80 for 5, chasing 150. Boss, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
It is trouble. But 133 meant that they could actually hang about, maybe absorb some of the pressure and transfer some of the pressure back onto the Sri Lankans because they needed wickets. The only way you're winning with 133 is wickets. and in the end, they didn't quite get enough.
The one thing I will say, of having seen Pakistan closely over the course of the last 3 days now, is that they know that they have some sort of an approach in mind right at the top. You saw Sahibzada Farhan and Fakhar Zaman the other day. They seem to have a clear idea, and India were made to wait a bit for their first breakthrough, remember, and Pakistan were threatening right at the start of their innings today as well. If you see, they were looking good. Sahibzada Farhan clearly has been given the task of being the aggressor between the two. So as they're going ahead in the tournament, you do see today as well, opening partnership 45, and you'll take that. If you're 45 inside the first 3.5 overs, today though it was 4.5 overs, today it was 5.5 overs for them, but you will still take that. That's not bad. It gives you a chance of being somewhere around 50 runs at the end of just at the end of the power play for the loss of just 1 wicket. Most teams will take that on slow decks, which Dubai has been proving to be. So one thing about Pakistan you need to say is that they're getting something right in terms of their runs at the top.
They are. But then again, see, this was a total where you could take that kind of approach. Otherwise, on any other given day, in truer conditions, they won't get that success.
But yeah, I sort of agree.
Yeah, because see, 38 of 24. In fact, Nawaz's knock was the best when you compare it with strike rate. The only guy to go past 150 today.
No, Sahibzada Farhan was at 160.
160. Those two guys, none from the Sri Lankan team managed, which is where I think if you look at Shaheen Afridi being in pressure coming into this, he was panned for the wicketless display that he had against India. Look at how crucial and how cruel Tushara's loss of form was on that given day. He was the guy who had set up games for Sri Lanka by taking early wickets in the power play.
And see, this time he didn't get a single wicket and didn't complete his quota.
3 overs, none for 29.
Yeah, we were singing laurels of him at the start. This evening we were talking about how this has been the one swing bowler who's managed to find swing in the most unlikely of swing conditions, and he's troubled batters. We saw that against Bangladesh or against
And
Afghanistan. Both those matches as well. 4 wickets I remember against Afghanistan that he took. So he was looking good, an off day for him. But
what a time to have an off day.
Collectively speaking of Sri Lanka, again they seem to have the same problem as Afghanistan. The middle order is just not in place, and if there isn't a big contribution from somebody at the top, they're struggling.
I mean, look at Sri Lanka's top order also. I mean, it was Pathum Nissanka who was giving them the fast starts. Today what happened? 8 of 7. Today, who was giving them the early strikes in the power play? No one. Tushara. 0 for 29, 3 overs.
The key performers actually ended up having a collective off day in arguably the most must-win match of the tournament.
Yeah. So what this has done is clear. If India win against Bangladesh, E for Sri Lanka. They're eliminated. They can't get to...
First team to get eliminated.
Yeah, first team to get... The defending T20 Asia Cup champions will get eliminated. So
imagine, you were talking about Afghanistan being the second strongest side in the Asia Cup. They get knocked out at the group at the group stage, and not even the halfway stage of the tournament for that matter. And just about where you are right now, halfway stage of sorts, or a little over that, you have the defending champions crash out as well.
Unpopular opinion, but get ready. September 28th, India versus Pakistan.
Yeah, obviously. Now
Yes.
That was going to be my last question to you guys before we take comments.
It's happening.
It's happening.
It is in the year of firsts. India versus Pakistan in an Asia Cup has never happened in the final. It's either been Pakistan Sri Lanka, India Bangladesh, Pakistan Bangladesh, but it has never been India versus Pakistan. And on 28th September, you're seeing the trilogy. And on October 5, you're going to see the 4th chapter, because India versus Pakistan Women's World Cup match is also there.
Will that be the 4th successive Sunday?
Yes.
So 14th, 21st, 28th and the 5th of October.
Yes. By this result now, unless Bangladesh do something incredible by beating Pakistan, because even their head-to-head against India and Pakistan is woeful.
It's terrible. 16-1 is
for India. And their win came in 2019. 6 years ago.
Which many people are saying is the new rivalry now in Asia. East Pakistan, West Pakistan.
Yeah, but if people are calling India versus Pakistan, India versus Bangladesh a rivalry, I'm sorry. You don't know what is a rivalry. It is as lopsided as anything can be. But
16
16-1.
16-1.
And I'm sure even for Pakistan, Bangladesh, or I think Bangladesh have won about a couple games more, but I think even there it is 15-3 or 15-4. And last time they played a series, I think Pakistan comfortably won. So that is where it's not going to be easy. So yes, India-Pakistan loading on September 28th.
Seems very likely, unless something majorly surprising happens.
Yeah.
That seems the likely figure. Anyway, let's see what it is our family members are saying. Let's start with Rookie Techie because he sent in the same comment a lot of times.
Railway announcer.
Toss decided the match again. This could be another toss cup based on how pitchers are playing. No assistance in second innings for bowlers compared to first 10 overs in essence batting. I do agree to an extent.
But this was Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Normally Abu Dhabi is bucking the trend. But here, when Dubai, it's true. Win toss, chase, there is nothing in the second innings, you win. But Abu Dhabi is different. Yeah.
Dr. Daywalker says, I'm sorry, India versus Pakistan will be the final. Dr. Daywalker, we're sorry too, but we agree with you.
Yeah. And boy, that day is going to be a fever pitch. It's going to be fever pitch, and Mustafa Sohail is saying Pakistan versus India final on Sunday. But Rahul Dravid Vinod is saying India versus Bangladesh final loading.
Just Vinod saying.
Yeah, just Vinod. Yep. India, Bangladesh, very difficult.
If that happens, oh dear God.
Although it did happen in 2016 though.
Raj Dasgupta says, go slightly up. Says Pak versus India final, all fixed, boring. It wasn't fixed. I mean, that way you can say 2018, 2022 it could have been that way. Wasn't.
Yeah.
2023 it could have been that way.
But remember, a team can have a bad day. And India, when you have to look at finals, barring 3 finals, in 2011, 2025, 2024, I don't know what's going to happen.
17 was also a final.
No, but then you lost. Nah.
Yeah.
You had 3 finals which were good for you. You won 11, 24, 25. And you won 2 consecutive ICC events on the trot. An ACC event you won in 2023, you can win it back to back. T20 World Cup.
Anything can happen in a final.
Anything, yeah.
Anything.
So, Kusal Mendes is yet to score against Pakistan. He had 3 ducks. Laiba, oh yes.
That's true.
Yes, Kusal. Like Simon, you 3 consecutive ducks. He's now got 3 ducks, Kusal Mendes. I mean,
Adam says, give credit to Pakistan. No one thought they'd beat Sri Lanka. Pak's batting order is the issue. Yeah, I mean, see, I would say it's an issue. They packed their batting with someone like
But why does he say so many batters? I in fact don't think they have a lot of batters.
True.
That's what he said, right? Can we just go up, Sankal?
what happened? Which one?
Yeah, whose comment were we on right now? Dex's, right?
No.
Raj Das.
Raj Dasgupta.
Raj Dasgupta.
And
I think we just lost it.
Live, yeah, we lost it, yeah.
Anyway, but if I read that right, he says that Pakistan have a lot of batters. No.
6-7 batters.
No,
That's about it.
Nawaz coming in at 7.
Yeah, that's about it. Oh, Shaheen, he counts as a batter more than a bowler. So, yeah. Fault lines is like saying Pakistan winning final, mark my words, Fakhar Zaman will score centuries in India in final, mark it. We will mark it. But final, I don't know whether he'll score a century, but he might have an impact. He does have an impact, yeah, as he has. So, yep. India and Bangladesh are going to face each other for the first time in Dubai tomorrow. Freaking awesome. Agreed. But then what do we do then at this point? Because Bangladesh, when you look at India, Sri Lanka, they lost first time they played in Dubai in 2022. But against Bangladesh, yes, they didn't qualify in 2022 for the Super Fours. They got knocked out by Afghanistan and Sri Lanka. So that's the way it's going to happen.
yeah, so shall we?
Yep, we can. Let's call it a day or a night because in about
We reconvene.
20 hours later, we have India versus Bangladesh. Simple. Winner goes through to the final. And the loser is still ensuring that, okay, he stays there. But if India win, they not only go into the final, Sri Lanka are eliminated.
Correct.
Yeah. But tomorrow, just a reminder, there will be no dugout. There'll be match points. So we'll do the pre, mid and post of India's match against Bangladesh. Do tune in. Subscribe to Sports Day if you haven't done so already. Check out some of the other videos that we've done for you, including some of the reports that we've gotten. Siddharth updated you guys on how exactly is it that India's official practice, was it, or optional practice?
Optional practice,
It was official practice, but a optional practice session at that. That's usually the case, T-1. But check all of those videos out. Tap the bell and
do check out our tit for tat videos that Shane and I did on. He did on Abrar Hasaranga, I have done on Hasaranga Abrar. And the exact same time. Just by a second, it's different in that sense.
Right.
So, yep. Check all that out. But yes, only 3 more games remain in the Super Fours. Tomorrow is India Bangladesh. Day after is Pakistan Bangladesh. And I think by tomorrow and day after, your 2 finalists will be decided. So there it is, folks. So bye bye. See you. Nandri, Vanakkam, Shubhratri, Shabba Khair. Eat your vegetables. Don't trouble your mother. Stay safe and see you for India versus Bangladesh tomorrow. Bye bye.